everyone. Firstly, I want to thank all of you. I'd only intended on doing 10 episodes of Free Thoughts, and here we are at the end of the less travelled road because no one listened to it. I'm only joking, but if you did listen and you got something out of it, I'm so grateful, and it brings me all the joy in the world to know that my thoughts, ideas and perspectives had a positive impact on your life. In this last episode, I want to talk a little bit about what I've been working on lately, the state of my own mental health recently, and the future of Mad Truth. So my life is and has always been a search for a solid place to stand. The irony that I choose something so difficult, multifaceted and demanding as being an artist probably speaks to my nature as a walking contradiction, but I'm trying to bring all these disparate attributes into alignment so that the inner life becomes the foundation that I've been searching for ever since day one. Anyone who's been to therapy or has read into self-help and things like that might be aware of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. To summarize, it's a pyramid, and at the bottom there's all your basics: food, water, shelter, that kind of thing. And as it moves towards the top, we move through things that are essential to physical survival: employment, friends, family, safety, to things that are somewhat more esoteric and abstract, i.e. spiritual survival, inner contentment and peace. In my own life, I've always hovered like a phantom near the proverbial cliff, and this desire for self-destruction was a manifestation of a psyche ungrounded and lost in a haze of psychosis, self-loathing, suicidal ideation, depression, and cannabis smoke. It's been painful in recent months to throw these parts of myself on the blazing fires of that spirit that I set the intention of manifesting in the world at the start of each day. Mad Truth actually started out with some help from the Prince's Trust program. They had me do a whole business plan, and it took me 1,000,000 years to do, and it was dead detailed for someone coming straight off of a nervous breakdown, sleeping about 2 hours a day. Somewhere in that plan, I said I wanted to give people who didn't have a voice a voice. That is especially poignant to me now, having a better and more detailed perspective of where I sit in a class system, where I sit in my own family dynamic, and in the world in general. Worthlessness creates worthlessness. Addiction creates more addiction. Hate breeds hate, and the offshoots ugly and detestable: violence, revenge, and oppression. If we as people are going to liberate ourselves from the people we were taught to be in order to become the people we want to be, I believe we must commune and have access to a higher level of awareness, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. For me, that thing is called creativity. Imagination has been my most valued friend and remains a through line from birth to where I sit right in this now. And the more I create, the more I understand and the more I heal. So that brings me on to the recent projects and the future of Mad Truth. I'm working on 2 books. One is a poetry anthology of writings about mental health, spirituality, and it tells a story heavily inspired by Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. I love the way that album goes from a place of insecurity and pain to self-actualization and self-confidence. I wanted to do something similar, but relating depression and the subsequent letting go of that to grow and heal as a person. This is a deeply personal story for me, and it is my story, but also I'm one of many. This is why I have no doubt in my mind that Mad Truth will be successful, because these ideas are universal. The second book, to be released alongside the anthology, will be a book of street photography. I hope they'll complement each other. If I can get my head together enough to release them at the same time as these long-awaited clothing designs, the project we had just finished working on with Nottingham Can, as well as a promotional short film attached to that project, then I'm thinking of putting on some kind of celebration event or exhibition to mark 3 years of Mad Truth in October this year. In the longer term, I want to create a multi-purpose art space in Nottingham somewhere where we can engage young people, professional and amateur alike, in creative projects related to the issues that Mad Truth discusses, and also addressing their own issues. Freedom of self-expression will be the mission statement of Truth Gallery. So we're looking for funding to get that together. I'm having loads of interesting conversations that I can't get into much at the moment. I'm joining a group at New Art Exchange, which I'm both excited and terrified about. And I'm moving away from home too, which again, I'm excited and terrified about. I had a conversation with someone I really respect recently, and we were talking about art, specifically my art, and she goes, don't worry about trying to make the thing wonderful, it'll become wonderful. And that meant the world to me, because every now and again people say things to me that just ooze wisdom and truth, and I felt validated and proud of what I'm doing. And I can't wait to get away from the social media and actually start doing things in the wider world. That being said, subscribe, like the Facebook page, share the artwork, and thanks so much for listening to Fr3. It's been an adventure, and if you want to know more about Mad Truth or be involved in these future projects, please contact madtruthproductions@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. I hope you're doing well, and peace.